Hey, how's it going, everybody? Charlie Wilson here, aka Sinister Charlie. Welcome back. I need a haircut, uh, or not. I kind of want to see how far I can take this. Since I don't really have to work or go outside. Don't have to, but I do. Anyway, we got Craig Ferguson, who honestly, he's up there for me with Conan O'Brien in terms of best late night show hosts. And he had a bit of a drinking problem. I had a bit of a drinking problem. I drank to the point where I couldn't piss for 3 days straight. Like, when you're drinking, usually sometimes you're like, you'll have a bender or a binge, and maybe one day you'll stay in bed all day and not piss. My this one day I woke up and yeah, I just couldn't piss, and that's not good. But yeah, anyway, that was my rock bottom. And sometimes it takes a rock bottom to kind of figure things out, and you have a moment of clarity, I guess, is what I'm saying. But yeah, Craig Ferguson, he's a guy like I listened to when I was getting sober. Um, yeah, it kind of made sense. His whole thing made sense in the way that my alcoholism was, where it's like once I started drinking, I couldn't stop. So yeah. Anyway, Craig Ferguson, let's get let's get serious.
Okay. I was mystified when I stopped drinking because
When did you stop?
1992,
For what reason?
alcoholism.
Oh, and okay, nice. Oh, and that's Neil Brennan, by the way. Neil Brennan is co-writer for the Chappelle Show back in the day. I don't know what he does. I'm just kidding. He does stand up and stuff. I forgot what I was going to say. Never
But
mind.
like bottom.
I was going to say
Well,
I've been sober for what, almost 4 years now, so it's pretty fun.
Sally.
no, I hadn't met Peter yet, but I felt his presence. No, I think there was a number of different things. The one that I've talked about in the past is, I woke up one Christmas morning and I was on my way to commit suicide,
Yeah,
which felt like a very rational
relatable.
thing.
All right.
But the interesting thing when people talk about it, didn't feel there was no dramatic music. It was like, this is what I should do. It felt like a rational
Wow.
thought.
Yeah,
What
I've
I
been
should
there.
do is
When you
destroy.
say on your way,
It was Christmas morning. I'd woken up in a pub. I'd meant to get home to Scotland. The pub was in London. I'd never made it. I'd embarrassed myself. It was a fucking mess. It was terrible. I hadn't got home to my family. And the normal hangover is exacerbated by the deep and profound shame of the alcoholic having a
Yes.
hangover. So you've got that spiritual hangover and that. And so what came into like a very clear thought in my head was I must go and kill myself. I must go and jump off Tower
Okay.
Bridge. That's what I must do. I was in London.
I hate the laugh. I'm not laughing at him. I have a dark sense of humor, and I've been there, man. Not to that bridge, but I mean, I've been to the place that he's talking about. That, yeah, man. It's sometimes it seems like a rational solution at the time, but it's really not. And you got to cut out the problems, and sometimes you got to cut people out of your life. People you used to drink with and have fun with, and it sucks, but. It'll make you a better person. Honestly, I don't regret stopping drinking. It made me realize I was being a fucking idiot. So, yeah.
London. And Tower Bridge is the big fancy one.
if you're gonna kill yourself.
If you're going to do it right. So I'm on my way I'm about to leave the pub, and my friend Tommy, who had slept behind the bar. Now I don't know if Tommy
That same night or just some other?
that night he'd slept behind the bar. He was the barman. I don't know if he was an alcoholic, but he slept behind the bar. So he was an Irish guy, and I was on my way. I didn't want to tell him I was going to
Of course, he was an Irish guy.
go myself because I knew he'd make a fuss. So I said, I'm just going back. He said, well, before you go, have a glass of sherry for Christmas morning.
Lady
And I said, all
daughter.
right. So he poured me a fucking venti sherry, like a pint glass with sherry. I don't drink sherry. And
Oh,
we
that's-
both had
ooh.
a glass of sherry, and we toasted. And I said,
Sherry.
baby Jesus. And he said, the infant Christ. And we drank them. And as I drank the sherry, I forgot to kill myself. I felt great.
Oh,
And
okay.
it wasn't until years later, well, maybe not that long, maybe a couple of months later when I was in rehab, I reread the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And it's a fascinating, written by a Scotsman, of course, because it would have to be.
Of course.
It's a fascinating look, I think, at alcoholism, amongst other things. Because in the story, Henry Jekyll, the respectable doctor, drinks the magic potion, he goes out, he commits a murder. And then he's back in the park, and he's he's still sort of Mr. Hyde, and he wants to be Mr. Hyde. He's Henry Jekyll, but he kind of looks like Mr. Hyde. And he has to get into his house because he knows, and of course his servants won't let him in because he doesn't look like him. But he knows he has to get into his house because he realizes the potion that turned him into Mr. Hyde is the only thing that'll turn him into fucking Henry Jekyll again.
Huh.
And it is that thing, is the only thing that made me feel normal was the thing that was killing me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
A lot of it's it becomes a physical dependence. It really does. And it solves, it is like Homer Simpson said, it's like the solution and problem, or beer, what is it? Something about being the problem and solution to life. I don't know. Sorry. I just got back from the gym. I'm all over the place, but, yeah, it's a physical dependence. And it feels like it's a short-term solution to long-term problems, and it lets you put things off and off and off, and it sucks, man. It sucks to be in that trap.
And that's a fucking finger trap, man.
Yeah.
That's really
Trap.
hard. And it's really hard to figure that out, especially when you're in the emotional and mental turmoil.
Yeah, and you don't know that.
You're not aware of it.
And
at
you're
the
not,
time.
and you hadn't read any of the literature on alcoholism. So you don't.
I'd bounced around it a little bit. I'd sniffed around. I'd figured there was something wrong. It had been noticed by others.
Yeah.
But
Fools. It had been noticed by fools.
yeah, friends and family. What the fuck? Anyway, when it occurred to, I mean, there was no cognitive kind of, oh, this is what I'm dealing with. This is what it didn't feel like any of that. The rational thought was, I must destroy myself. And then the alcohol went on top of that, and I was like, but why? We can sit here all day.
Yeah.
And so the thing that's killing you is also the thing that's keeping you alive. That's a fucking conundrum.
Yeah. And it takes a long. Okay. Take the alcohol away.
By the way, when I had my little incident where I was drinking too much, I was in the hospital for 3 days. And after that, I haven't had a drink since because it scared me so much because my kidneys were all messed up. I don't think that's the only time I've ever gone more than 1 day without pissing. So and my legs stopped working. So that's not good. Sometimes it takes like some like really jarring moment to just wake you the fuck up out of the matrix, and be like, dude, wake the fuck up, stop this. It's like, you're right, me.
Then you have to realize why you want to destroy yourself.
Yeah, causes and conditions, I think you have to, I think in order to, for me, look, other people, like some people get sober going to the church and they find Jesus, or they find science, or they find...
Who?
Did they find science? Who's
But
finding science?
What I'm saying is, the way I did it isn't
I found you, Dr. Fauci.
but I feel like in order to get and remain sober, I had to take an inventory of myself from as far back as I could remember and look at the times where things that had brought up feelings in me, the maybe getting beaten up at school by these masochistic teachers or stuff that I had no control over, but it certainly had an effect on me. But here's the one thing that I really like about this is that alcoholics of my type in recovery, or the people that I kind of hang with, they are willing to be the villain of their own story. And I think that's very important.
That is important.
So you look at yourself and you go, who was at fault there? Me. I was a dick there. I need to not be.
I want to apologize right now to anybody I upset about 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I don't. Yeah, sorry. I'm a fucking idiot. See there, I'm the villain. I am the villain. Yeah.
That I need to.
I'm Jesse Pinkman.
Change, and it's tempting when bad things have happened to you to say, well, it was all that, and certainly that wasn't your fault. If bad things happen to you, it's not your fault.
But at a certain point.
But there are other times when maybe a bad thing happened to you, and then you did a bad thing, and that is your fault. The bad thing that you did is your fault. and bad. It's such a relative term, but if you.
What were your?
I was a singer and a fighter and
A fighter.
and a pub man. I like to be in the pub.
Singer?
Shouting.
Why'd you mention singer?
Well, because we sang. You sang and
Like you sing at the bar, like hard, like
Oh,
Hard,
yeah.
so
hard.
that's like, and how? What's that? A 5-6 hour night?
Oh yeah, yeah. 5-6 day night.
Yeah.
You can go at that with the right crew. You can keep that.
I would imagine this crew of people might have been on a little bit of nose candy. Just, it just seems that way.
Running. And also, then at some point, if you're in London, one of these London media guys going to go, oh, you want to try a little bump of cocaine? And then suddenly you're like,
I'm good at this.
oh, I can.
You say a London media guy?
A
Yeah,
media
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Those are the types.
One of
Oh,
those
you
media
don't- yeah.
types.
I've only done cocaine once.
Oh, really? Where?
Yeah, in New
probably
Orleans.
In Colombia.
I've done coke twice, and there's a good joke there. I did it. Yeah, it I don't know. It was just around. I grew up poor, so somebody just breaks out cocaine. I mean, you got to try it.
Colombia with a guy.
Well, I don't know.
Or something.
One of my cocaine journeys. One of my
Yeah.
spiritual cocaine journeys.
Is there such a thing? I bet you there is, actually.
I actually heard
There
one
might be.
today that I swear to God, a couple hours ago, that they did a Xanax journey. So it's actually really interesting, and I need to listen to it again. Somebody gave a bunch of people, maybe 10 people, Xanax, and they had musicians playing pleasant music, and they were all on mattresses. So they did it like an ayahuasca thing, but it was Xanax, and people had spiritual
Oh,
transcendent experiences, which is
Do you know
That's
what we used to
awesome.
call that where I'm from?
go ahead.
A party.
Yeah, there you
It's
go.
a party.
Yes. No, but you guys didn't have that many mattresses, though. Everybody didn't get a mattress.
We had some.
Not in one
Some.
room, Craig.
Some
I'm not-
mattresses.
I'm not. Fuck
That's
off.
how we lived. Everybody lived in one room, and we all gathered round the potato.
So you were just. It was like fun. It sounds like legitimate
It
fun.
was fun. There's a great old. I mean, that's the other confusing thing about it. I thought I was having a good time
Yeah.
a lot of the time, so it's confusing.
yeah, me too.
But there's a great old.
To be fair, I did have more good times than bad times, but then the bad times started getting more and more frequent. You know what I mean? Once you get older, my body couldn't take it anymore, man. So it's rough.
It's an old Irish doggerel thing about, so we shared another night of poetry and proses, but every man knows he'll be alone when the sacred gin mill closes. And it
Oh.
is
Oh, you
there's
Irish.
a weird kind of, the party can't keep going, and then you're on your own, and there's something weird about that. I don't know. I can't fucking explain alcoholism, and I've lived on both sides of active and not, and I'm as mystified by it now as I was then. But I do know one thing, which is if I don't drink it, it doesn't start.
Right.
So it's connected to the first drink. I'm convinced of.
Yeah.
The first drink is the one that does the damage. After that, someone else is driving. But if I can avoid the first drink, I can avoid any drink. It's just.
Is it a daily thought?
No,
meaning-
it was for a while, but it's.
For me, it kind of is. I think about it, and then I'm like, no, it's not worth it. Like, I think about the taste, and it makes me sick again. Because that was like the sickest I've ever felt in my entire life. 3 years ago, but yeah, you still think about it. You think, is this a good idea? And then you immediately should say no. It's like, nah, it's not worth it. Think about how your life was and how it is now. My life is significantly better than it was 3 years ago because I started giving a shit and started making things happen. So, I don't know. It's fun. Fun
No,
stuff.
I don't think about it that much. Every now and again, I think about
It's been 35 years, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
More of my life than sober than drinking, about twice as much. So it's what I do. But every now and again, it comes up. More with smoking though.
interesting.
Oh God, if
I have
smoking-
more.
I still smoke cigarettes. I can't, and it's rough.
I have
can't do
smoking
it.
dreams
I
I'm
loved
like,
smoking,
I
and I
quit
would smoke.
so long ago, and I'm
Yeah,
still
me too.
would do it.
I loved it. It gives you cancer though,
What?
and that's why I don't.
I
Huh?
I've said it before. Have you looked up what amount of people get cancer from smoking?
I don't want to because I would think
It's-
All of
here I
that.
go.
It's. You want to tell you?
Yeah.
10%.
Oh, well.
90% of people don't.
Do you know who
Hmm.
what percentage I'd
That's
be in,
crazy.
though?
That's crazy.
Of course. Well, you're special.
Yeah, I'm special. and
You're
different.
so special.
I'm special.
Can you guys
and
see this
different.
fucking guy?
Hell yeah.
This
I'm
guy,
the guy.
is so,
So
I'm
special.
the guy that'll get it.
Very,
As
very
they
special.
say in the.
I just
in the,
don't feel like I get away with anything. Do you know what I mean? I just don't feel like
Oh.
that.
the 12-step term is terminally unique,
Yeah.
but I'm surprised you haven't heard it.
I've never heard that.
I'm surprised you have.
I've never heard that. Hey.
You should like and subscribe.
All right, I did. Okay. Anyway, thanks, Neil. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, that was a good little story. Look at a little not so much his stories. His stories are fun. I highly recommend go listen to his drinking stories. And it was kind of like to get sober. For me, it was just like a really just bad experience. A really bad experience. A wake up call. A moment of clarity. It's I don't know, man. I can't explain it either. But it's fun to talk about. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe down below. It does help the channel. If you're on a mobile phone, hit that hype button. I'm good at this. Yeah, and if you got any things to say in the comments, go ahead and do that. Call me a jerk or whatever you want. It kind of gets me off. So thank you very much for watching, and bye.